Salutations, Mr. Smith here, and this is a stream of consciousness video, so be prepared for a lot of stuttering, ahs, and etc. I've been thinking about the Bible a lot lately, as I'm wont to do, and I've even been having a conversation with a YouTube user that's a Christian about questions that cropped up for me more and more, especially during, as I approach the time of my deconversion from Christianity. But I think about these things a lot. I think about the Bible a lot, Christianity specifically, and religion in general. I think about these things because, if you haven't noticed, I'm black and I'm an atheist. So, as a black atheist, I comprise a part of the population that's very small. At least, I think it is. I don't see that many black atheists. Even on YouTube, there's like maybe three that I know of. There's Gene's Take, Torib, and Deswan, if I'm saying those correctly. And, basically, many times, if you're black, you're usually someone at least believes in the Bible. Um, if you don't go to church on a regular basis. But I've been thinking about these things a lot, and I usually do. And I've been bringing up, I've been thinking about the format, of the conversations that usually go on between atheists and Christians. And at least from my side, the side of the atheist, I see that there's a trend. There's two questions, or two types of questions, and a lot of the times the questions or the discussion matter usually alternates between the two. There's the moral question. Um, for instance, how do you justify the fact that the God that you worship drowns babies? If you want to put it flippantly, of course. Then there's the scientific question. Where is it? Okay? Basically, from what I see, from the side of atheists, those are the two things, the two subjects that tend to be the main focus, the main gist of the discussion, the argument, etc. So here's a question to YouTube atheists that have discussions with Christians. What do you hope to get or give or accomplish with your conversation, specifically about religion or Christianity? And I like to pose a question to the reverse. To YouTube Christians, what do you hope to achieve or accomplish with your conversations with an atheist? Personally, the thing that I tend to bring up a lot is the moral question. How, because basically a lot of the times when I'm talking with a Christian about religion, the Christian I'm talking to is generally a good person. And they wouldn't kill another human being or harm a fly. And the problem is that as a Christian, you follow Yahweh and you follow the Bible. And in the Bible, Yahweh drowns the world. He incinerates people with pure, arcane rage. Whole swaths of people. He orders the annihilation of races, genocide, etc. That sort of thing. Man, woman, and child, among other things that he does. So, basically, what I do, my main query to a Christian is a moral one. How do you join the two halves of your thought processes. On the one half, you have the fact that you tend to um, follow Jesus and his teachings. Be, Jesus meek and mild, the love your enemies, turn the other cheek sort of would have thought. Okay? Now, on the other side, you have Yahweh. Yahweh doesn't play that shit. Yahweh says that his name is jealousy. I am a god of war, and so on and so forth. And, like I said, he does a bunch of shit in the Bible that most of the time the Christian I'm speaking to wouldn't do. Wouldn't have a hand in it. Wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole. So, when I'm talking to a Christian about religion specifically, I try to find out how these two modes of thought come together. How do they interlock within that person's mind? I guess that's my main drive, because for me, when I became cognizant of that divide, that rift between those two frames of thought, they didn't mesh. Cognitive dissonance probably would be a good term to throw around there for me. And that helped me deconvert. Just reading the things that God would do, and be like, oh, that's fucked up. If you're the omnipotent, all-loving, benevolent, all-powerful creator of the universe, would you really drown the world? Or would you think of a better way? Couldn't you just snap your fingers and reset the entire thing? And, just forego all the suffering of drowning, among other things. I mean, that's just one example. So, that's, whenever I'm having a conversation with a Christian, that's basically the thing that I'm trying to discern. How do you really put those two things together? The violence and the peace. A lot of times I don't really get a direct answer. A lot of times the answer tends to be God works in mysterious ways, or we are, it's up to him to do what he will with us. You know, whatever he does is just. Very rarely I'll get the reply, I don't know. So I guess this is a third question in this video to Christians. How do you wed those two frames of thought together in your mind? How do you justify the fact that the being that you worship is purported to have killed a bunch of people, including women and children? That's. I mean, that's a lot of. That's basically a lot of what I tend to talk about. Oh, third mode of thought is biblical accuracy. The fact that there's a lot of contradictions in the Bible. That's the third thing. There's a moral question, the scientific question, and the biblical inerrancy question. Yeah, sorry, I forgot about that. Anyway, please leave me a comment, a reply, or a video response, or what have you. And I thank you for watching.